Okay, let's dive right in. We're going to tackle one of the biggest headaches for anyone who uses AI to create content, and that is, how do you stop it from sounding so robotic? How do you get it to sound like a real person? And more importantly, how do you get it to sound like you? Well, today we're going to break down exactly how to make that happen.
You know the feeling, right? You get some text back from an AI and it just feels a little off. It's maybe a bit too polished, a little too bland. You're definitely not alone in this. It's a huge frustration when you've got a unique voice, but the AI just seems to smooth out all the interesting human edges.
I mean, just listen to this sentence. This is classic AI speak. It's grammatically perfect, but what does it even mean? It says absolutely nothing of substance. It's just fluff. It doesn't connect with anyone, it doesn't make you feel anything, and it for sure doesn't sound like a real person. We're gonna fix this, starting now.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll get into why AI tends to sound so robotic in the first place. Then, we'll cover the basic prompts to teach it how to speak like a human. After that, we'll dive into how you can anchor your own unique voice, your values, and your audience. Then comes the fun part, crafting emotion and telling stories. We'll also set up a crucial no list. And finally, we'll reframe how you think about AI, turning it into a creative partner.
So why does this happen? Well, think about it. AI models are trained on the entire internet. Their default setting is to be helpful and totally neutral, which in practice usually means being generic and super formulaic. If you don't give it specific instructions, it doesn't have a personality. It's meant to be a blank slate, and that's exactly why its writing can feel so flat and just disconnected.
All right, so how do we start to fix this? Well, before we can teach the AI to sound like you, we've got to teach it to sound human first. This is all about giving it some foundational commands that make it prioritize a natural conversational rhythm instead of that stiff robotic formality. The real secret here is to give the AI emotional directions. You see, instead of just asking for a different style, you're telling it to focus on creating a feeling. You want it to think about empathy, connection, support. We're basically changing its main goal from just spitting out information to actually creating a human connection. And wow, this just shows you the difference perfectly. On the left, you've got that stiff corporate robot output, but with just a few simple prompts like write this like spoken word and add emotional spacing, you completely transform it. It becomes something that actually sounds like a real, natural conversation. The change is instant and it's so powerful.
Okay, so our AI sounds human. Great, but now it's time to teach it to speak like you. This is where this idea of anchoring comes into play. You can think of it like giving your AI a permanent personality, a core identity that it will always check back with for everything it writes for you from now on. First up, we have voice anchoring. This is all about how you speak, your specific style. Are you warm, real, and direct? Do you love using short, punchy sentences? Is there a sense of emotional depth in your words? By clearly defining this, you're handing the AI a style guide it can use every single time.
Next is values anchoring. This gets into the what. What do you really stand for? You can literally tell the AI to always weave themes like independence or self-trust into its writing. This gives it the raw material to make your content not just sound like you, but actually feel like you. It's about your core message.
And finally, audience anchoring. This one is so important. Who are you actually talking to? When you define your audience with this kind of detail, women who feel overlooked, underpaid, and underestimated, you force the AI to write with genuine empathy. It makes sure every single word is tailored to their specific struggles and their biggest dreams.
Now that we've got our anchors set, we can start playing with some of the more advanced techniques. This is where we go beyond just having a consistent voice and start creating real emotional impact and telling stories that actually stick with people. Let's talk about hooks for a second. Instead of some generic opening line, you can prompt the AI to use these really powerful psychological triggers. You can have it challenge a reader's identity, or name that secret fear they have, or say the one thing that everyone else is too afraid to admit. These hooks grab attention way more effectively. Oh, this is one of my absolute favorites, the emotional arc builder. You can take any boring piece of information and tell the AI to turn it into a mini story. You start in the moment, you build up the tension, you hit them with that aha realization, and then you bring it home with a clear resolution. It just pulls the reader right in and makes your point unforgettable.
Here's another really powerful tool, the perspective shift. It's all about reframing something that people just accept as true. So instead of saying, you're lazy, you prompt the AI to write something like, you're not lazy, you're overwhelmed. See what that does? It creates these little wake-up moments for your audience, and it makes them feel incredibly seen and understood.
Okay, this part is absolutely critical. Just as important as telling the AI what to say is telling it what not to say. This is what we call your no list. Think of it like setting boundaries, to get rid of all those cliches and overused phrases that just scream, this was written by a robot. Let's look at some of these. Phrases like, let's be real, or words like hustlers or tribe. They've been used so much in online marketing that they're basically meaningless now. By telling your AI to never use these words, you instantly make your writing sound more original and way more authentic.
And it's not just about specific words, it's also about the structure. These lazy formulas like, it's not X, it's Y, or always listing things in threes, they are dead giveaways of generic AI-generated content. Putting these structures on your no list will force the AI to get more creative with how it builds sentences.
All right, so as we start to bring this all together, the real goal here is to completely shift your relationship with this technology. We're moving away from seeing AI as just some simple, mindless tool, and we're moving towards viewing it as a genuine, creative partner. And really, this is the whole idea right here. You're not just using a tool, you are actively training it. Every prompt, every anchor, every bit of feedback you give is teaching it to become a collaborator that truly gets your unique voice so it can write with you, not just churn out content for you.
And over time, this partnership gets incredibly efficient. You can ask your trained AI to build a whole bank of content ideas that are already in your voice, or have it turn your last 10 posts into new, evergreen content. The key is to be consistent. Always start a session with a quick tone reminder, and always end by asking yourself that one crucial question. Does this sound like me?
And this quote just sums it all up, doesn't it? This is the ultimate goal. It's not just about avoiding tired cliches. It's about pushing for originality. It's about creating a tone that is so personal, so natural, that it feels like you're just having an intimate chat with a good friend.
So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. What if you could stop fighting with a generic tool and instead start co-creating with a partner that genuinely understands you and your voice? Just imagine what you could build then.